Hey everybody, it's GauntletX, and welcome back to another Premier Draft of Duskmourn with one alchemy card added to each pack. Without further ado, let's get into the pack one, pick one. This alchemy card is very cute, nice card to build around with otters in Constructed, so in Standard and Brawl and all that kind of stuff. But obviously it's designed to work with a lot of Bloomburrow cards and doesn't do too much here. So we're just going to take the main set Mythic Rare of Tyvar, the Pummeler. Excellent card, really hard to kill Tyvar, and buffs your whole board with that 5-mana ability. Sweet way to start the draft. Pick number 2, now we get to play with an alchemy card though, because Crude Abattoir is great. 1 mana for 2 damage to a creature is a solid rate, and then it gives the Unsavory Kitchen as an additional bit of flexibility here to where any of our other burn spells or even greens removal in the format would technically count as non-combat damage. It's going to be buffing up the creatures in our hand and giving them haste. So very cool little alchemy card here. That's a fun way to go. So we'll take that. Moving on to pick number 3. All right, pick number 3. It's going to be hard to get me to pass up a Horde Caller. This is one of my favorite uncommons from the main set. It's an incredible 5-drop for every red deck, but let's see what the alchemy card is. It's a raccoon. 3 mana, 3/3. When it enters, you get 3 colorless. You can spend it only to cast creature spells. When it dies, exile the top 2 cards of your library, and until the end of your next turn, you may cast creature spells from among the exiled cards. So in a creature-heavy deck, it's pretty good. 3 mana, 3/3 that kind of discounts its own cost. If you have any other creatures to play that turn, then you get a draw 2 when it dies for any creatures. I feel like Horde Caller is just a better card by a lot, but I could take Flame Guide just to play with more alchemy cards, but Horde Caller's just, it's so much better. I'm just going to take that. Pick 4 now. There's an Analyst here, Monstrous Emergence, Fear of Being Hunted, Spineseeker Centipede. Beautiful stuff all around. We want to try to do Fear of Being Hunted, Most Valuable Slayer combo and combat tricks and stuff. That's where you take Fear of Being Hunted highly, but Emergence is great green removal. And Tyvar keeps us pretty locked to green here. So the other benefit of taking Fear of Being Hunted would be being 3 cards deep to red and less tied to green in case that gets cut. But again, Tyvar, I think, being the strongest card we have, try pretty hard to stick to green. So I'm going to take the Emergence here. Also plays well with the Unsavory Kitchen, so it has its own synergies too. Grab that. Pick 5. All right, this is a complete miss. The red creature and green creature here are borderline unplayable. But luckily, Glimmerlight is good in literally any deck as long as you're playing creatures and attacking with them. So, literally any deck. Off color, we have Murder and Fear of Surveillance looking pretty spicy. But honestly, Glimmerlight's quite good as well and fits into the deck we're currently drafting, as well as anything else we might get pushed on or pushed into. Pick 6, Unsettling Twins and Meat Locker. Quite solid commons. I'm also a fan of Fear of Immobility. Nothing on color that you take super highly here. But Inferno and Violent Urge are both playable, as is the Playmate. Got a 2-drop creature, 3-drop creature, 4-drop creature, and 2 removal spells right now. Equally tied to red and green. I feel like white would be the most reasonable backup color here. Take a backup white spell here. Just because it is, I think, considerably better than the on-color commons. Pick 7. Basically nothing for anybody but the black-white deck. We'll take the Carnival. Speculative fixing here. Again, there's more filler common creatures, but you can get those at like the very end of the pack to fill your deck out. Especially in alchemy drafts, where there's even less commons in each pack. You really want your deck to end up being almost exclusively like uncommons and better. Outside of like good removal spells and stuff. All right, pick 8. Centipede's a super, super flexible card, giving us fixing no matter what green deck we end up being, helping us splash stuff in, making sure we hit all our land drops up the curve to make it to something like Razorkin Horde Caller. I like Wicker Folk Thresher a lot as well, and green-red is a Delirium deck where we're trying to fill that. So these two are competing. I think Centipede is just 100% likely to make the cut. Thresher a little bit less so, but it's going to be much more powerful if it does. I'll take the Thresher. Some close picks here, though. Look, it's the perfect curve, just a straight line. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we do every turn. Pick 9, nothing here. I'll just take the first strike combat trick. If nothing else, it gives us an instant for Delirium. More filler stuff here. I guess I'll actually take the Cornfield. That's 2 dual lands towards white if we open up like a good white rare. Ooh, pick 11 Manifest Dread. One of the solid filler commons, as is the most valuable Slayer. The Manifest Dread is really good at fueling Delirium, and the Slayer is good at enabling attacks. I'll take the Inferno over another Violent Urge. We'll spread things out here. What do we got? Pack 2. Enduring Courage. Or Effie, Fast Learner off the splash. When in Alchemy, play the Alchemy cards. I guess the only thing I don't like about this is now I have to draft a bunch of cards that are specifically the Survivor card type. So that she actually draws a bunch of cards if she gets those survival triggers. She's infinitely better when she's not splashed in, because the really powerful part is that she can enlist all of your survivors to have all of your survival abilities trigger together. It's pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, we're just not green-white survival, we're green-red beats. She's not, doesn't actually seem that good splashed in, so I'll just take the on-color rare. Pack 2, pick 2, Scorching Dragonfire versus Betrayer's Bargain, 2 excellent removal spells. I'll take the bargain because it can kill bigger stuff, if it is a little more expensive. Pick 3, another Horde Caller. Over Dragonfire or Glassworks. Yeah, I mean, I've got Inferno, Emergence, and Bargain right now. Horde Caller's just so good, I think it's worth passing those up. Pick 4. Playmate's fine for filling the grave for Delirium. We're definitely not rampy, so I'm not into the Altenac. The big 7 drop to top the curve off. Come on in, Playmate. Painter's Studio, Defaced Gallery looks perfectly decent here. Little 3 mana draw 2 and buff all your attacking creatures. Nice 2 for 1 room. Our curve really just wants a bunch of 2 and 3 mana creatures now, so I'm not really drafting any of those 4 and 5 mana creatures we saw in that pack. Put the Teddy in for now. Ideally end up cutting that. Alright, pick 6. A 6-drop creature, a 4-drop creature, or a removal spell. Removal it is. We just want those cheap creatures on curve to wrap up our deck. Pick 7. This is actually some competition here. I think our removal is good enough here. Take this Defiant Survivor. It plays really well with Tyvar, if we're lucky. But also if we just curve out with it on the play, it's going to be good. On the draw, pretty bad. 3 mana, 3/2, it just trades off and dies on blocks. But I think we can take it over Glassworks here with the amount of removal we have and just the amount we need 2 and 3 mana cards right now. Pick 8. 4 mana creatures and a 5 mana creature. The 3 mana creature is very filler. I'll take the beatdown over that. If we can get Delirium, the card is fantastic, and even if we don't, it's a decent removal spell. So we take it. Pick 9, looks like nothing here. Turn Inside Out for another instant into the deck to help get Delirium's fine. Yeah, 4th instant, 4 instants, 4 sorceries, 4 artifacts, 4 enchantments. Probably the best bet here. We're not going to do much ramping with Zealot. Pick 10. Filler 3-drop. Pick 11. Wow, another Glassworks. I just don't think I have room for that. I just have better removal that synergizes more. Take the Fear of Exposure here. Works well with our Defiant Survivor, and it's flexible in terms of when we play it on curve. So it doesn't have to be a 5-drop. Playmate's great. We need more cheap cards that fill Delirium, or fuel Delirium quickly. Okay, final pack. Black Rare, Blue Mythic. Sad. We get another Betrayer's Bargain. And that is literally it. All right. Another Manifest Dread seems like kind of a high pickup here. I have so much removal. I can pass up on this for another Manifest Dread. Really get Delirium working well. It's a black-white rat. That's pretty cool. Pack 3, pick 3. Another Monstrous Emergence, another Turn Inside Out, and a Vengeful Possession. I don't know if we even play any of these. So enchantment, 3 sorceries. But I have the 2 Manifest Dreads are also sorceries, so 5 sorceries. 5 instants right now. Two bargains. If anything, maybe a Turn Inside Out. Another Glimmer Light gives us another 2 mana creature. And an artifact we could mill. And play a Keys to the House over our 17th land to get an artifact in our grave consistently. So every creature we see is just 4 or 5 mana. This is getting ridiculous. It's too much. Too expansive. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 creatures. I'd be on like 15 creatures ideally. Clown in for now. Alright, that's 15 creatures. 15 lands, because keys over a land here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sorceries. 2, 3, 4, 5 instants. Probably got 1 instant here. Inferno is the most expensive removal. I still have 5 removal spells. No creatures I want to play in this pack, so that's not going to happen. Just looking for a good creature to trade out for Vicious Clown. This pack does not have one. I don't need 4-drops. I guess if anything, I can just play another Most Valuable Slayer instead of the Clown. Dang. Yeah. Just do not find 2s and 3s. I mean, we've got 5 2-drops, but ideally would be at like 7 2-drops and like 3 or 4 3-drops, and then less of these 4 and 5 mana plays. Looks like a perfectly fine deck, though. Our biggest flaw is going to be the curve's a little whack, but we've got just a million removal spells. We've got the pretty balmy Tyvar, pretty balmy Enduring Courage. Definitely can cheese some victories out there, and that's going to be the goal today. So we kind of just fully built the deck, did our delirium counts here during the deck building. So just as soon as this pack wraps up, we will hop right into the gameplay and see how it does. All right, well, got a nice filler 3-drop. I'll just play a ticket booth over one of the 4-drops. It's a good delirium fuel, and the Tunnel of Hate can randomly help find lethal in the end game. Help get some busted attacks in. Alright, here we are for game 1 on the play. We're basically already on a mulligan because Tyvar's not castable till double green, so I am going to mulligan towards actually trying to hit both colors here. And we will keep this one. I'm going to keep double Horde color. I think they're just that strong. Manifest Dread from our opponent turn 2, and they are green-blue. Green, blue, white, and black. They're every color. Well, no red yet. Insidious Fungus. So they can trade their fungus into our Glimmerlight, I guess. Fine. Certainly can't play the aggressor with this hand. We're on the draw, and the hand is not curving out. Okay. Kill a weird alchemy card. That was the wrong time to play the Wary Zone guard. It was to play that pre-combat, so it gets +1/+1. I learned that the hard way. I messed it all up. There's a Wicker Folk Thresher. Definitely going to bargain that. Well, if we hit the 5th land, we have a lot of action. I think things are going fine right now. Under the Skin. Mill, pick up their best card. It's going to be the Wary Guard thing. So this time they'll play it at the right time and I'll bargain it. Yep. Land 5, let's get in there. Sure, Horde Caller will stay hidden, but I'll still get 2 1/1s this turn. Then 2 1/1s with Defaced Gallery could go pretty hard, except I am going to have to be using them on blocks. Okay. So they gain 3 and draw a card, basically. Just when that enters, pretty much. Fear of Exposure is a weird one to pick. I would have expected that on the Painter's Studio. but I am cool with that. I can just ignore playing that for now. Wow, that's a draw. First strike is really nasty here. It's 5 power first strike. If they block with the whole board, I go first strike that, first strike that. This lives. Yeah, no, that's really gross. I don't even need to put the glimmer light on it. So we'll put the glimmer light on a blocker. Nashi. Ooh, bold attack. That might just be lethal. They have 4 blockers. Block, 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 block. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They go to 1. They have to block everybody, go to 1 here. 3 creatures get through. That's so close. It's so close. Well, I can kill them next turn for sure. So we'll just go for that. Yeah, we'll just go for the kill next turn. I can play Defaced Gallery next turn and attack all and they're dead. As long as I live, which I can definitely do. If I just attack with 1 creature, I have a million blockers. Alright, we killed that, so they can't kill the Defaced Gallery. Which I just realized that whole time I wasn't accounting for the fact that they could have killed it. So it's pretty good I didn't have lethal on like last attack or something. I mean, they were tapped out this turn, so if it was going to be a lethal Gallery this turn, it was going to be a lethal Gallery. Alright. Cool stuff. 2 copies of Razorkin Horde Caller is in fact ridiculous. We made a million gremlins because we're getting 2 off of each attack, and pretty happy with my mulligan decisions there. We are 1-0 heading into game 2. Here we are for game 2 on the draw, trying to speedrun our way to Delirium with Manifest Dread. That way the Wicker Folk Thresher can do its thing. Mono green from our opponent so far. So sorcery and an artifact engrave here. Whenever our 2/2 dies, there being sorcery, an artifact, and a creature. But if we can prevent it from dying, we probably will, because it's a Horde Caller. And I love that card. Alright, Cryptid Inspector. Sure. Well, shoot. Now I set up Delirium with turn Inside Out. If I just trade it off here, probably worth it. Because Thresher's coming out next turn. Yeah, that's just definitely worth it. Sorry, Horde Caller. Cool. It's unlikely that flipping this up will matter, but just in case, we'll do it. Alright, there's the Moldering Gem to fix their mana. Green and black and blue. Right? They're green and black and blue all over. Thresher into our second Horde Caller. What a draw. What a draw. It's like we never even lost him. He never even left our side. The actual MVP. Alright. Weight room, get a 5/5 here. Attack into the 5/5, draw a card, get a 1/1. Or I can Defiant Survivor and Monstrous Emergence for now, setting up a good Fear of Exposure next turn, and then I get to attack both this turn. What I can do here, actually. Ooh, draw a turn inside out. Their face down was also a Wicker Folk Thresher, which is funny. It would have been the perfectly balanced trade. Although if they flipped it up, because it had the weight room counters on it, that'd have been really nasty later. 6 toughness. Speaking of really nasty, now I feel bad about using removal, because this lifelink is a huge deal. Turn inside out means I get to just send in the whole board, though. No, the parting to shuffle my thing back in? Annoying. Dang. Land would have been sick. But actually, Slayer's kind of gross here. I don't even need to spend a turn inside out now to guarantee Survivor gets to do its thing. Wow. Survivor does its thing, turn inside out, trades into their creature. That turn right there just had me dreading playing this format in paper. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be so much organization and everything, picking up cards and putting them face down. Oh, it's gonna be a lot in Vegas. Still excited, but it's gonna be a lot. For like 7 here. Might as well just hit for 5. I hit for like 2 more damage if I attack with literally everybody. Because yeah, I figure if I attack like this, they don't block anyway. So I'll hit for 2 less damage to not lose any creatures. Got instant speed removal, they really blow it up when I try to beat down here. But I guess I forced them to beat down like a 2/2. Yep. That means Horde Caller gets to actually attack. Attack all is lethal if they don't have anything else, so I'm just gonna do it. 6 damage. Yep. Overkill. That is 2-0 heading into game 3. Alright, here we are on the play now. Not quite a curve out, we don't have anything to do turn 3. But our endgame is going to be great. Turn 4 Thresher, turn 5 Horde Caller. Manifest Tread? Yeah, Thresher coming up, we'll do that first. Playmate ends up in the grave, that's full Delirium. Turn Inside Out could also hit full Delirium for us. No blocks, sure. Super happy to trade Playmate off and cast Turn Inside Out then. That will give me just as much Delirium. Hopefully give me more. Aww, baseball bat. Annoying, but fine. We are winning the race. Pretty easily if we hit land 5 on curve. There's land 5. Yeah, it's gonna be nasty. Alright, Thresher's trapped in the screen, but we are still super winning the race. Alright. Either way they played this would be bad for them because Horde Caller lines up so well against a 3-3. Lestrade Worm probably on blocks at this rate, yep. Enduring Courage Tyvar could be kinda legitimate. I mean, honestly, just flipping Most Valuable Slayer up's already crushing. Yeah. A lot of blockers, but this is where Playmate comes in handy. We can hit for lethal if they don't have instant speed removal. They don't have instant speed removal, GG. I am sure we can lethal without the Playmate, but this is just the super guaranteed way to do it. Just like can't mess it up. Alright. 3-0 it is. Great undefeated start here. Making it all the way up to at least a 50-50 run at worst. Absolutely take it. Simple decks, simple games, but great draws and great curves. Game number 4. We are on the draw. Survivor cards get significantly weaker on the draw. We've got a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So, great mana, great curve. Keep in the hand. Playing against a black deck. There we go. Fear of Exposure is awesome. With Defiant Survivor. Speaking of awesome survival cards, our opponent, since they're on the play, gotta love that play draw differential, is going to be up a card here thanks to Glimmer Hoarder. Or, I mean, they'll make up for their mulligan. But yeah, because they're on the play, I can't kill this until it's already gotten one trigger. But then I can sack my Glimmer to kill it on turn 3. If we were on the play, we could kill that before it triggered a single time, which would be preferable. I'm hoping that by equipping Glimmerlight to our 1/1, we force them to use removal or a combat trick or something here to get the Glimmer Hoarder to attack again, and then in response to that, because we have to sack the Glimmer to play Bargain anyway, we'll just sack the Glimmer, kill the Hoarder. So yeah, like here they might Glassworks this Glimmer so that their Hoarder can get in which case I just blank the Glassworks and get the kill. Beautiful. Pretty nice turn for us. Equip a Glimmerlight here, just hold up the turn inside out. Let's equip the... Well, there's only one removal spell they could have that could kill it if it had 2 toughness, but not if it had 3. And that's the 1 in a black. Deal 2 damage one. It's more likely they have like a deal 4 or deal 3 out of red. Cool. Damage will be dealt to you, prevent the damage to mill twice as many cards. 16 damage here. That was a really good hit off the spell book. 5/3 flyer as well. Alright, well. Ward Caller into Flame Guide Percussionist. Clear path for Survivor. Excuse me. Something in my throat. Again. Most valuable Slayer with this flyer now. Six a turn. 2-turn kill from here. And the Slayer did speed up the clock by 1. 17 life would take 3 hits of 5 to die, but 3 hits of 6 will get me. Or sorry, would have taken 4 hits of 5 to die, but 3 hits of 6 will get me. At least my Bleeding Woods comes in untapped. Yeah, they're at 19 here, and if I hit them, I just mill them anyway. Alright. Probably slammed by this Alchemy rare, sadly. Well, that's not good. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times 2 is 28 mil. Technically lethal. Oops. I hate Arena sometimes. I wanted to chump block the Slayer, but I thought I was still in attackers and not blockers for some reason. The misclick death. Well, if they just had like one follow-up creature and I chumped there, then we could have top decked removal to kill them. I don't think they make that play if they don't have a follow-up creature. That's such a frustrating loss, though. I just thought I was clicking through attacks, but I clicked past my opportunity to block. Perks of playing digital Magic sometimes. 3-1 heading into game 5. Sand is awful. There are no proactive plays, there's no creatures, and there's also only one color. So any green cards we draw are horrific. So kind of a forced mulligan, and this is even worse. There are 3 red spells with only green sources. We have to mull to 5. And we're going to need to draw real well. Real well to win this game here. So we are starting down 2 cards. All right. I already have to draw really well. Let's assume we draw perfect. Keep the hand to go green source into Tyvar and then slam down our 5-drop finisher. Sick. Mill 2 lands. 3-0 into 3-3. Let's go. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Dragonfire, so they exile it as well, so we don't have 3 card types for Delirium yet. Here's the counterspell for Tyvar, probably. Another Dragonfire. No. Tyvar's chilling for now. Roaring Furnace, yep. Wow. Yeah, Roaring Furnace is crushing in this game. Mull to 5, and then your opponent plays a draw an extra card every turn card. Sure. I guess instead of starting down 2 cards, I will start down 15. However long this game is going to be. For every extra turn the game goes on, we are farther and farther behind in card advantage. They don't have a second blue source, though. Missed the unlock on the Steaming Sauna. Nerving Grasp is very powerful against tokens. I'm so envious of our opponent. Living the blue-red rooms dream. How to win with blue-red rooms. Have your opponent unable to really cast anything for many turns in a row. Wow. Alright, you got me. Even if I start hitting lands now, again, the rooms just take over the game. Game 6, we go. Alright, here's another kind of rough hand. We don't have any creatures to play out until turn 4, but I think mana-wise we gotta keep it here. And if our opponent's aggressive, it's gonna play perfectly fine, because then we just eat their stuff. And luckily they are. Last round, I think, was pretty much completely unwinnable, even with different mulligan decisions, because our opening hands were mulligans for the reason of, like, they just don't do anything proactive. There's just, like, some mediocre removal spells in them. And that matchup, our opponent had great cards for if we just sit there doing nothing. As blue-red rooms tends to have. Here, Flame Guide. I don't mind exiling that instead of killing it to shut off its ability. But probably still play my creature on curve, right? Just juice up the fear of exposure with all the haste abilities. Gross. Kill the Flame Guide, take 2 a turn for a little while. Alright, Emergence the Slayer, and then haste out the fear. I'm a mana off from hasting out the fear. And doing Emergence. Well, I can do Emergence in Tyvar. Haste out Tyvar, actually. Yeah, that's sick. Okay. Kitchen, and then probably the 4 damage thing. Or do they have to double up? Wait, why would they play Kitchen first? There's no creatures in their hand to Perpetual if they're spending removal here. Oh, because they just want to get a haste swing? They can put me to 1, but not lethal, if they sacrifice the attack in the box here. Alright. Put me to 5 and keep it. They surveilled Anguish Recollection to the grave. So they're playing blind off the top. They hit removal, we're dead. But if not, we just kill them in 2 swings. It's our best bet. Hit them here and then pump Tyvar, kill them. Could you just get +7/+7 next turn? Is it better to just pass? I don't think so, because we have like literal guaranteed lethal next turn if I just do this. Oh wait, no, because Tyvar's not alive. Oh, and they get sacked for attack in the box. Oh, I'm so dumb. Yeah, I forgot about attack in the box's ability. So we had to just pass and then try to attack both and trigger. But then I still couldn't attack, actually. Yeah, no, I punted this game, but we're actually just have the losing board state. Because I can never attack at this rate. It's a top deck war where we're very before. It's a top deck war where we're behind, very far behind in life. Because they'd actually still be at 15 there. Because there's no attacks here that we can justify. Because they're guaranteed lethal crackback on any attacks. Even if I pass the turn, they draw literally nothing, and then it goes back to our turn. Even if I Tyvar the board, make these things massive, they can just trump Tyvar, let 14 in, go to 1, and then kill me on the crackback, with whichever one of these survives. So yeah, even then I don't have attacks. So no, we're just in a losing top deck war there. But a losing top deck war is still, 35-40% chance at victory instead of 0. So I shouldn't have punted the game into the trash can, but we were losing that game on average, sadly. All right, well, some punts today for sure. Probably could have been 4-2 right now, because I know we made a bad punt in at least 2 of these games. Again, neither was one where it's like we had lethal and lost it and missed it or anything like that. So neither of the punts were games that we would have guaranteed won if we didn't punt. But if we played perfectly in both of them, we probably could have gotten another game out of this deck at least. So yeah. Rough one though. 3-3 into 0-3 is always devastating. Sucks to get all 3 losses at once, especially with some misplays added to them, but it is what it is. Head wasn't fully in the game here. Some derpy stuff. Still perfectly happy with the deck. I think it looks pretty powerful. It's got great removal. It's got a good curve. It has good delirium synergy. Don't mind this at all. Think we drafted it pretty well. Played kind of poorly, but got a decent little 3-3 run out of it, so I will take it. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for supporting the channel, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in the recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.